Hello, happy Friday, happy weekend. We're going to look at quick messages for the weekend so we can be prepared for all these energies that are happening. And the energies that are happening right now are pretty intense. So which cards do I want to use? We are going to start Aries at 222 like I always do. I think I'm going to use these ones. No. Maybe I'll use these ones. All right, we'll use these ones. Hello, Gigi. Hello, Angel. Hello, Bernadette. 35 months. All right, Bettina. And what is up, everybody? These are the Friday, the weekend quick urgent messages that I've been doing. I do want to try something. Can you guys let me know if you see this poll? Let me know if you see that. It's something new on StreamYards. I'm going back and forth with OBS and StreamYards trying to figure out which program I want to use because there is some glitches happening. And so I tried Monday with the OBS, or was it Wednesday? And then today I'm back on StreamYards. So there's this cool little poll thing. Do you guys see it while you're live right now? And if so, let me know so I can... Oh, there it is. Okay. So let's see. Put it up here. We'll put it over here. There. All right. Do you guys see it? I like that. We'll put it up there and see what you guys think. See what you guys say. Can you guys respond to it and see if it works? I'm always trying to find new cool things to make it interactive. StreamYards is really awesome when it comes to different things you can do for your live stream. So the poll is on the other side of the QR. Can you see it now? Can you see the poll while it's live? It says it's showing it. All right, let's get down to business. Aries, this weekend. Well, Aries, I'm sure you've been hearing it. There's a lot of pressure on you right now. It's been starting, and this coming week, it's going to get even more. It's going to get more Aries energy, right? You got that, though. This is your power. But, be wary this weekend that you could be feeling pushed by people or tested. Of course, always hello, BB and Amor and Lori. Old wounds could be resurfacing, right? Things that, you know what I mean? And you may react fast. So that's typically something you're used to. Just know that you could be really tested, okay? So be aware of that. And let's see what's going on. We have the Chariot showing up for you and the Hermit. And we have the Queen of Earth. So you do have somebody with earthy qualities showing up for you this weekend. You do have a very good energy of, making time, somebody making time for you. Challenges could happen this weekend. So, make sure that you are trying to approach it from keeping yourself a little bit distant from the situation. You have the Hermit. So the Hermit is saying there might be moments where you need to kind of step back and give something a little bit of space. The Chariot is talking about things happening really fast this weekend. So you could be going somewhere. You may be aware that even in this energy, the Chariot can say there could be issues on the road, people pissing you off, honking, cutting you off, so you're going to have willpower this weekend. And if you have plans to go places, it is saying get out of the house this weekend. If somebody hasn't been talking to you, there is somebody returning this weekend. So remember that this energy, we got somebody returning. We got definitely somebody with earthy quality showing up for you. And we've got you kind of maybe pushing back a little bit and being quiet if things are getting too much for you. So you could hear from somebody that's been silent. All right. But just slow things down if things start to get out of hand for you. And on the flip side of it though, right? I always like to say, you know, be prepared for these things, right? But at the same time, it looks like a really good weekend for you to actually get out and go do something with somebody or go somewhere or finally get over some obstacle that you've been having. This Queen of Earth is giving me this very warm energy that says that somebody that's approaching you this weekend is really coming from a very grounded place where, you know, they're wanting to settle in on something or talk about something, maybe even being responsible or being accountable for something. All right. So very understanding, and you could actually work something out with somebody this weekend that you've been wanting to. All right. So things moving pretty fast, maybe slow down a little bit if things get out of hand. There may be moments where you do want to be by yourself, which is great. And that's what I've got for you, Aries. So hold it together. Hold it together for the rest of us. Can you guys see the poll yet? Actually, I'm going to put up, I made two just in case. Let's see. I'll hide that one. And let's see, start and show this one. Start and show. You can only have one active poll. Okay, it's not letting me show the other one. So, all right. Hi, Cassius. What's up? But you can't read it. And Bree Goddess, can you guys click on it? Can you see if you can do it? That'd be pretty cool if you could. All right, Taurus at 7. Let's get Taurus's energy. Let's see the energy of the weekend for Taurus. Taurus. Get a really good shuffle. All right, Taurus. What kind of plans does Taurus have for this weekend? What kind of energy? Hello, Tauruses. The weekend energy. What to focus on, your person, the challenge for this weekend. All right. So things moving and grooving. You got the Knight of Earth, another earthy energy too. You have the Page of Fire. And I have also the Death card for you. All right. And the Moon card. So something that's been on your mind, something that's been that you've been maybe dealing with internally. Seems like things are going to shake up a little bit for you this weekend. You've got Aries energy showing up for you. I'm seeing news, exciting endeavor coming in, doing something completely different, doing something fun. You may get phone calls this weekend, somebody wanting to flirt with you, somebody wanting to, lighten things up, have a good time. So the Death card is telling me something's, something definitely is changing. You're moving on from something this weekend. Something is being revealed to you. So this is a weekend too where, if you've been feeling some truth, you've been feeling a certain way, there's something that you're going to notice or something's going to be exposed to you that's been happening behind the scenes. All right. And all those things are going to come to light. So maybe you've had some weird energies. Like, I just feel like something's off. I feel like something is changing in a negative way, or it doesn't even have to be negative. It could just be, why do I feel so off inside? Like, why is, you could be worrying about a turnout of something. Somebody may be, you've been waiting on something for, to happen, and it's just nothing's happening, but it's going to happen this weekend. So we're seeing moving in a new direction for you and a completion to something that's really been weighing on your mind. I have Scorpio energy showing up for you. I have Cancer energy showing up for you. I have Aries energy showing up for you. So this is also a weekend too where there's some sort of deep release you're having around something psychological, something that's been, you've been convicted in, or it's been weighing on you so much, and you just, this is gone, this is going. So you have a new light energy coming in. You could have an Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, maybe hitting you up, talking to you. You could be going somewhere. It could be a weekend where you finally just say, you know what, I'm over something, and you and somebody else, your person, whatever, decide to start fresh and do something fun. All right, so it sounds like a really good weekend for you, and one of that feels like a weight will be lifted off your shoulder. All right, Taurus. 111. All right, I like it. Gemini. How's everybody doing? Yes, I will be doing paid mini readings after this. So if you do want to hop in, hang out, get a reading, it is Friday, so I probably won't be on for too long. So you can go ahead and jump on over there and hang out for a minute. I plan on going to the beach tomorrow. It's one of these weekends where you got to have the beach. So Gemini, maybe that's what you need. All right. You know, you need something. If somebody's been giving you mixed signals, someone's been, you know, things have been escalating, you feel like saying something to someone, but you've been holding back. You just, or, you know, maybe you're kind of confusing yourself about something, right? I feel like I should do something. I don't know what to do. I don't want to escalate a situation. I don't know, you know? So I am seeing that this weekend could be a little testy when it comes to communication for you. And somebody may say something to you that triggers you, right? So maybe that's why the beach is coming up for you, right? Time to go out and do something and get a cleanse, you know, a fresh reset. So let's see what I pull up for you. So this weekend, maybe you will be getting mixed signals still, okay? And that's what seems to be coming through. I do see the 3 of Wands. I see the 9 of Pentacles, and I see the 10 of Swords. All right. So it feels as though you getting out this weekend. The 3 of Wands is talking about things are looking actually pretty good for you, although it may feel like it's something's changing, right? And you're being asked to embrace the change right now, not worry that something is completely over, because something is not over. You're just being asked to sort of focus on some quiet time alone, doing something. And it's wild how I was saying that at the beginning, but it's actually playing out for you here. There will be success to a situation. Something is still on the horizon for you, but this weekend could be kind of clustered with confusion. And if you try to push at something this weekend with somebody, like I said, it could escalate things, right? With the energy that's going on. But you are leaving a difficult situation behind. And I was actually talking to somebody who is a Gemini, talking about how sometimes when things feel like they're falling apart or they're leaving or somebody's leaving your life, it's actually the Tower moment that's happening for you, where you're shedding a situation and there's actually something better coming in. It doesn't mean the situation or the people are leaving your life, but you guys are both kind of evolving from that. And the only way to sometimes break the cycle is to actually give you guys some time away rather than fight what's going on. Not trying to keep this glued together when it wasn't working, right? So this weekend, the 3 of Wands is telling you that there's plans coming in for you. You could even be making some plans with somebody this weekend, even if you're not feeling this inconsistency. It may not happen this weekend, but we might say, hey, maybe next weekend, let's get together. All right. But things are looking good for you. So if you find that this weekend that you have to kind of wait for somebody, or you're still waiting on something, get out and go do something and not worry that it's not going to work out for you. Actually, you are leaving a difficult situation behind, and it is going to evolve, maybe even over this week coming in. All right. Better things. I know better things. All right, Cancer. 14 for Cancer. All right, Cancer. All right, there could definitely be a lot of pressure for you as well. You know, you're being hit with a square to all this energy. You know what I mean? So it's definitely going to be that kind of, but you've dealt with this before, right? And, you know, you could be feeling a lot of pressure too as well. And for all of us, reactions, emotional reactions. Energy is high. So it's being able to use this and put this in a different box, right? Use it for some fun things to do. Use it to burn your energy in some ways, you know, activities, getting things done, not taking things personal. Because there's just a lot going on right now, a lot, you know, especially with your person. All right, so I'm seeing the 9 of Swords show up for you, the 3 of Wands for you as well too, and the Ace of Swords. So we're seeing the pressure mentally for you. All right, and you know, this 9 of Swords, it can cause sleepless nights. It can make you feel like, you know, something's just not working out, and you could be expecting the worst. So there might be a little of that going on for you this weekend, where, you know, you're wanting to figure something out. You're wanting to you know, talk something out or talk to your person, right? And the 3 of Wands tells me that, again, like Gemini, you know, they may be making plans to reach out to you, or something is working behind the scenes for you. You're actually showing up, and you're better off than you think. And the Ace of Swords is what's coming in for you. So this weekend could be more of a headache, you wondering if you did something wrong, said something wrong, or could have did something differently with your person, or even with life in general. And you could lose sleep this week, and it's because you're expecting the worst to happen. And you could be, you know, expecting that and then projecting it out this weekend with everything else you do, right? The Ace of Swords is showing that something's coming towards you to bring clarity, whether that's a text, communication, maybe you see clearly, maybe the answers you're looking for are coming in, and we're having a fresh new energy. So if it doesn't happen this weekend, you're looking at it over the next few days, because the 3 of Wands says 3 days. So maybe this weekend, maybe Monday more like, but watch out for your mind this weekend, worrying and stressing. Your spirit is saying right here, you know, don't lose sleep over whatever it is you're worrying about. This energy will pass for you. All right. But the weekend is also, the 3 of Wands tells me too, you got to get up and go do stuff, and not sit around and think about your problems this weekend, because it just might be a timing thing. Somebody's looking to reach out to you, or you're getting that news or information, or maybe you applied for something. It is coming in for you, but you have a few days yet to wait for it. Potentially. Remember, when you're looking at timing, anything, time's fluid. All right. Hello, Jay. What's up? In Big Apes. What's up? All right. Leo. Leo. All right. You got a lot of fire energy for you too, Leo. And I know you're probably wanting something different. And this energy this weekend could make you feel impulsive. It can make you want to do something crazy. You know, it's like sometimes out of boredom, but restlessness and this urge for something to change or something to happen, right, can get the best of us, right? Because you're fire too. And we can tend to jump the gun or rush into something, and then it's not exactly what we want, right? You could, you know, just get too far into something or a conversation and then realize, or you connect with somebody and you're like, ooh, why did I do that? All right. You're definitely wanting something different. So I will say what's coming through is that there is something different coming in, because your life, your body, your energy is wanting something that's different than what you've been dealing with lately. All right. It's just that it's the timing thing, you know, universe is, you know, leading you, guiding you. And it's probably going to be something that surprises you. And maybe it's just this weekend isn't where exactly happening for you, but let's see what the cards say. I'm just seeing, don't let your restlessness cause you to, you know, regret anything that you do this weekend out of impulse. All right. I have the Death card. I have the Knight of Water. Right. And I have the Justice card. So I am seeing somebody here wanting to speak some sort of truth about their feelings to you. All right. Somebody could be in love with you. Maybe you're falling in love with somebody. There is an end to a situation that's happening for you as well. So this could be where that restlessness is coming in, and that urge for change that you're wanting this weekend, right? The Knight of Water is showing somebody approaching you, somebody wanting to open up and talk to you. So if you're feeling restless and you want to be the one to approach or want to be the one to act, right? This kind of energy this weekend is saying, let somebody approach you. It looks like somebody is trying to. Somebody wanting to make a decision, and they're doing what's right. They really want to connect with you. This could even be a weekend of, apologies, or somebody saying, sorry, I didn't follow through with something, or this is my truth about you. And the truth is around love, right? So we are seeing that somebody here really is feeling this. And maybe now they're ready for change as well, too. So the death card for me tells me that something is definitely changing for you. So it might feel uncomfortable for you at a moment, but just know that this change is bringing in this something good. Now you have Libra, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces energy, strong Scorpio and Libra energy. All right, so this is running a little bit deeper. And you have new romance too coming in for you. So this weekend, there could be somebody that is trying to get your attention as well. And it always brings messages. So if you're wanting to talk to your person, this is a good weekend. They'll probably reach out to you. All right. I do see the devil card here. So this is where that ego, that temptation, the not wanting to let go, the restlessness could really get to you this weekend. So be careful of that. And also the devil and the Knight of Cups can be you reaching out to somebody that you know is no bueno. All right. Virgos. Virgo. All right. 21. All right, so let me take off, sorry guys, let me take this, hide that, stop poll. Let me see if this one works. Start and show. All right. All right, Virgo. I'm gonna change the time, 22. Virgo. 4. All right, so I got a new poll up there. All right, so Virgo, you've been going through it. Don't overanalyze it. Feel it, then move on from it. That's your advice for the weekend. Your tendency right now, you're being tested still. Virgos are being super tested this year. And as we're getting to the end of it, it's going to hit even harder at times. So don't overanalyze everything. Try to move past things as quick as possible. A lot of emotional intensity for you. And of course, this is a good weekend, though, for something that has been hidden from you that could come to surface, all right? So let's see what your cards say. It's hard to trust right now, right, Virgo? It's hard to trust what's happening because you may be feeling things so deeply. And I do see the 4 of Pentacles and being too cautious, right? And holding on to something and trying to control a situation so much that is actually out of your control right now. And this is part of the process for you right now is to release that worry. Virgo just rules worry, right? Your stomach, your stress. And I'm getting the 8 of water, 8 of cups. It's time to search for something a little bit different for you to do this weekend, a little bit more meaningful, and focusing on things that bring you joy this weekend. I have the Empress and I have the 5 of Cups. So I am dealing with some grief. That you feel like things are not turning out the way you expected or the way, and maybe they haven't. And it's hard for you to see the positive in your situation. But the Empress is showing up for you. And the Empress is saying here, you got to take care of yourself right now. This is more about your inner world, your feelings, your emotions, something that's going on. And you're trying to figure out something when there's nothing to figure out right now. It's just about feeling it, and being like, all right, so this is happening. But this is actually just an energy and part of your cycle of evolution, and you're moving forward from this. So the outcome here, things are still growing for you. A relationship is still growing. The Empress card says you got to give time for something to to settle in, and you've done what you can. The seeds have been planted. Somebody, you and another person or a relationship, things might just feel like they're a little bit stagnant right now, and it feels like you just need to kind of walk away from the situation for a minute just to regroup. Because if you were to stay and try to figure this out this weekend with the energies that's going on, it could cause more grief, and it might not turn out the way you want it to. Because when we're trying to force something or analyze the situation or fix the situation too soon, that's when we don't give something enough time to heal. All right. So I want you to know that what you're worried about this weekend is actually going to clear up. And as we're moving forward through the next week, probably we'll get there on Sunday, things are going to turn around for you. This weekend is about allowing things to unfold and grow, because something is working behind the scenes. Now you may, because I've already said it, you may hear something from somebody or figure out what's going on as well too. So something could manifest for you that actually makes you feel a little bit better. So that could be later in the weekend, and maybe that's why it's saying during the weekend you can't do anything about it yet. It will come around. Something will come to light for you. All right, Virgo. Libra. 26. All right, Libra. Hello, Lurin Moon. What is that? Thank you, Mojo. Libra. Libra is this energy this weekend is your relationship access, so definitely probably you feeling a lot here, and this is you against other people. You may be reactive, others may be reactive. It could affect each and every one of you differently. And this energy brings power struggles. It brings confusion, and it also shows you where there are imbalances in your life, in your relationship, right? So pay attention to what's happening. Pay attention to where maybe you need to create some boundaries, or you just, maybe even it could even be letting down your guards a little bit too, right? I do see the Chariot card. So we're seeing a lot of fast energy for you this weekend. And if you are dealing with any kind of obstacles this weekend, just know that they're going to be short-lived. All right. We have Cancer energy. I have 8 of Pentacles. I have Queen of Air, and I have the King of Air. All right. So this is where the power struggle could come in, because you have 2 people here, and the 8 of Pentacles is telling me you guys really both have something here that you really want to express, right? One may be feeling a little bit more, closed off than the other is what I'm getting. But I'm getting to see the humor in the situation. You guys may be too much alike. So I am seeing compatibility. I'm seeing that you guys may be working through something that could strengthen your relationship. All right. And the Chariot card is telling me too that you both want to see the same outcome. You may be going somewhere this weekend. They could be travel, but you are being asked to focus on what works and what doesn't, rather than what doesn't work, right? Focus on the positives of your situation, because it looks like you could clear something up with somebody. The only thing I'm seeing here is that you both are so much alike, right? And that you both may be convicted in, I'm right, no, I'm right, my point of view is the way, whatever, right? And this is where maybe you're being challenged to find some sort of middle ground, or just know when to agree to disagree with somebody this weekend. So you have a lot of communication coming in, and you have a lot of honesty coming in. So wanting to speak truth and be clear with one another. But what that can do is cause, with this energy that's going on, it can cause feuds. It can cause destruction, especially if we're not willing to hear each other out. All right. So that's the biggest energy I have for you. Now, the Chariot is telling me, though, too, where there's a will, there's a way. So some of you might be like, oh, this is impossible. I don't see this. No way. But this is just a chat. This is growth period for you. This is a way you're connecting with somebody, and we've got to figure out how to communicate a little bit more gracefully with one another so that we can get past this fast, because this could be short-lived, whatever this is, even if it's tension or just miscommunication with one another. another. All right. And I do want to say, though, for some of you that are not connected in relationships, right, there is a king and a queen of air. So this could be somebody you work with or somebody that you know. You guys actually may be connecting, getting a little bit closer this weekend, you know, maybe talking things out, and or just you could be meeting somebody new. Always throw that out there when I see people show up in your reading. All right, Scorpio. Let's see what's going on with Scorpio. All right, I already know. Scorpio, hello, Lisa. Scorpio. Stress. Scorpio placements, you know, right now, a lot of Mars energy going on right now for you. There just could be a lot happening at once. All right. Thanks for showing up, Lisa. All right. So there could be a lot going on at once for my Scorpios. And, you know, this is a tense time. It could be a lot of tension. Find ways to this weekend to do things that are in your control, your routine, you know, because it's a lot of Mars energy. And you carry it all, you know, it can be very intense. And I see the death card for you right here. All right. So this is a very transformative weekend. And you have the Four of Swords, and I'm going to the beach tomorrow, right? So I do recommend that my Scorpios find a way to do some sort of reset. All right. If you've been in no contact with somebody or somebody's pulled away from you a little bit, the Four of Swords is showing, just give it a couple days, right? Things will clear up. So if you are feeling very much overloaded, you know, everything coming at you at once, give yourself a little bit of leeway here. Give yourself a break, right? And somebody else you may be connecting with could be feeling overwhelmed too. Now you've got the Page of Wands here showing up for you. So I am seeing something fun this weekend, maybe some phone calls, maybe making plans, somebody coming into your life. The Page always brings some really fun and exciting opportunities, news, flirting, unexpected. Maybe you don't see it coming. So this is going to be a weekend that could be a mix of a lot of things happening. And I'm seeing the Six of Fire, but ultimately you're leaving the show winning, right? So being recognized this weekend, being appreciated this weekend, things actually turning out in your favor. So whatever it is you're working towards, or whatever it is you're trying to get through, you're going to have an amazing outcome. It just might not feel like it in the moment. It could feel like, you're just being pulled in all different directions. Somebody may want your attention. Somebody's trying to get your attention with the Page of Fire and the Six of Wands. So I am seeing it, like I said, give it a couple days if you haven't heard from them yet, or if you've already had a couple days of silence. This weekend could actually turn out to be a little bit more fun. You may be going somewhere. All right. So we are seeing that something is ending for you. Something is completely changing. So when you're going through a death, an ego death for you, and a lot of pressure, it can seem like it's getting worse before it gets better. So just know that that's what's coming in this weekend, and keep in mind, right, to expect that the goalpost is there and you're getting to the finish line, and this, things are going to turn out better than you expected this weekend. So go to the beach. That was such a weird laugh. All right, Sagittarius. All right, let me 33. Oh, Sag got 33. Let's see what Sag gets this weekend. A lot of fire for you too. A lot of fire for you. Fun energy. I think my fire signs are going to have a lot of fun energy. Leo, Aries, Sag. But there's passion. There's impulsiveness, right? Taking risks always is your thing. Excitement. There could be attraction. But everything could move really fast for you. And sometimes when we move too fast, it's short-lived. So I am seeing Six of Pentacles. All right, somebody really feeling you, somebody really supportive of you, somebody wants to talk to you, connect with you, or reconcile with you. You know, you have the Eight of Pentacles, and I have the Seven of Swords, and I have the High Priestess. So some truth coming to light this weekend. If somebody's been being dishonest and kind of distracted or not, or avoiding you for some reason, this is coming to light, right? So it could actually be better news than you thought. Like maybe you've been wondering why somebody's been holding back, or they just haven't been, you know, honest about their feelings. But somebody is definitely into you. Somebody is drawn to you. Somebody feels a magnetic connection with you, but they haven't been being transparent with you. Could be somebody you worked with or somebody that you've been friends with, right? Because I do get a frenzy energy. So I feel like a friend could turn into something more this weekend. You may be surprised, but don't ignore the red flags. I can't help but say that. Things could move really fast, and yes, it could be exciting and, you know, great and everything, but there's still that Seven of Swords, which tells me, you know, it's attraction. It's definitely fun energy, but, you know, you could burn quickly, and then it could bite you in the ass later. So just slow down a little bit when it comes to the fun that you might have this weekend. All right, somebody investing, somebody coming in. Again, this could be a friend or somebody that you've been trying to connect with for a while. All right, let's see. Hello, Trish. And Lauren. Did I say hello, Lauren? All right, Capricorn, 36. You know, so the common theme this weekend is stepping back a little bit or pausing, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed. You know, again, this energy for you this weekend you just feel like you got a lot on your plate, a lot going on. You're responsible for everything, a lot of pressure, putting pressure on yourself. It might not be a lot of pressure from other people, but we tend to put a lot of pressure on ourselves to get things done. Very fast energy, you know, and just giving yourself a chance to step back and make sure you're observing the situations that you're in before you react to the situations. And this is for everybody. This is for everybody. I see ego. I see the Devil card, Capricorn. So people could trigger you. Personal triggers here too. You know, you may be overly focused on a situation that shouldn't even have your attention, maybe, right? It's like, don't let these things bother you. Let them roll off your shoulder. You're not responsible for everybody's reactions, everybody's you know, feelings and everybody's shit, right? If you feel pretty grounded and you're doing what you can do and you're taking care of things, just remember that you could be dealing with some power struggles, ego, obsession, and things like that with the Devil. So the Fire, the Devil, and I have the Temperance. All right, so balance for you. I have the Knight of Fire and I have the Knight of Water. So you have a couple knights showing up in your reading. So this is love forming. There could be a new romance trying to enter your life. Maybe you're talking to them. You could have an invitation to go somewhere, a social event, doing something fun. Make sure you get out there and go. I'm seeing something sudden come into your life this weekend that you didn't expect. All this fire energy. But what I am seeing here is a couple people, and I'm seeing that Devil card. So this can also be somebody that, you know, tests your patience, coming back in, right? There's love, right? There's falling in love. But there's an imbalance when it comes to this relationship. So there could be some unhealthy habits or patterns coming up this weekend. This doesn't mean that this isn't a relationship that you can't pursue. It just means that we trigger each other. So be aware of triggers between you and another person. Now, the only warning I have here is the Knight of Wands with the Devil card can say, move slow with this one. All right, because this is somebody that you've been around this, you know, around the block with a couple times. The block hasn't changed, right? Yeah, there could be love there, but sometimes, you know, the Devil card is the Lover's card, right? But it's the lovers who are attached to desire and impulsivity and reactivity, and yet not think logically about the situation. So we end up, you know, seeing each other, getting excited, being happy, and then the next thing you know, we're pissed off and we got, you know, we're breaking waking up again or something else is happening. So be aware of that energy. All right. But it looks like a fairly good weekend for you that could turn out really fun. Sag and Capricorn energy for you. You have Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. You have a lot of fire. Be also aware of restless energy with the Knight of Wands, right? Things just being like being on edge. All right, Aquarius. I'm getting pretty good with keeping these under an hour. All right, Aquarius. All right, so this weekend's your moon. All right, so this could be a really good weekend for my Aquariuses. All right, a nice renewal, emotional renewal. Again, the same thing though, fire and air, both move super fast, overreactive. So think before reacting. All right, I'm going to give you the same advice I'm giving everybody about this weekend. Too many cards falling out. There could be a lot of communication. I'm seeing the Knight of Swords, fast communication, making a lot of decisions, sudden news that could surprise you this weekend. Maybe realizations or a truth's coming in too. You know, these kind of energies are what's coming in for you. But that also can bring a mental overload. You have too much going on at once, right? Trying to figure too many things out at once. So keep in mind, think before you react to anything that comes your way. So let's see what your cards are. I have 4 of Pentacles, I have 6 of Fire, and I have 8 of Fire. So 8 of Fire, 8 of Wands. That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of communication. That's a lot of excitement. All right. The 6 of Wands, right? This is really good energy, feeling like you're looking good. You're feeling good. You're getting attention, right? Things seem to be rolling. But the 4 of Pentacles is asking you to make good decisions, right? Just ground yourself, kind of hold back a little bit. Everything I already said. You could have somebody who's trying to get your attention this weekend. You may feel like people notice you or complimenting you. Right, so this is very successful energy for you. The 8 of Wands is the other one I want to poke. You know, it could be a challenge again because honest communication. Somebody could say something, or you could say something to someone, and it could get taken the wrong way. Try not to take anything personal. Right, that's been my motto. But the 8 of Wands says you could have things flying at you from all different directions. So just choose wisely where you're placing your energy this weekend. If you're expecting communication, that's a good sign that it's coming in for you. All right, we made it to Pisces. Nice, on a vacation. These energies are no joke. They're no joke. All right, so Pisces. Let's wrap it up with Pisces. Remember, I'm going live at 3:30. Pisces. This weekend, let's see. Something could shake up for you. Ace of Pentacles, bottom of the deck. I have 2 of Swords. Maybe you feel a little uncertain about something. You're not sure which way to go, right? Should you reach out? Should somebody reach out to you? Maybe you have a choice between lovers. There's a Knight of Cups showing up for you. Emotional conversation. You could get invited to go somewhere. I'm seeing a Tower moment for you. All right. So this Tower moment, though, is something significant is going to change this weekend. If you've been unwilling or unable to make a decision about something, to be honest with you, it looks like the decision is going to be made. regardless, right? So something big, but this is really good for you, right? The Ace of Pentacles is talking about universe, the Tower. Universe is trying to clear up shit for you and break you away from something that's had you tied for so long. All right. So it may feel like, oh my God, like, you know, the Two of Swords, oh, I don't know, I'm pulling my hair out, or I feel so confused or uncertain, and I know I want, but you've been hesitating for so long, and now the universe is coming in. God has spoken, right? And your life is about to change. There's going to be a revelation this weekend. It could be a conversation. Somebody might actually make a decision this weekend that so you didn't have to make the decision. There could be an event, getting invited to go somewhere, even new romance coming your way. All right, so let's pull one more for that Tower card. And I see the Eight of Swords. So something really has been keeping you in a place of freeze, right? You've been able to, you haven't been able to act or make a decision. And it's been kind of, you know, going back and forth from, you know, fearful to, should I take action? Should I not take action? You know, you're telling yourself, you're looping, losing sleep, whatever. Did I make the right decision? Maybe that could be it. All this is going to be cleared up this weekend. I'm seeing your love is moving in a good direction here. So if this is happening with a person in your life that you're in love with, just know that this Tower moment is bringing you the truth. It's bringing clarity, and it's going to bring you guys closer. All right. We're seeing this fresh start here with the Ace of Pentacles. I love you guys. Please comment after this. Leave it in the comments under the video. Hype, like, subscribe, check out my membership, do all the good things, and let me know what you think. And if you want something else, or if you like these messages, let me know that. I like that. It comes a point when the need to be right and trying to win at all costs will leave you with an empty victory. That is so true. That is so true. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Learning. Thank you, Angel. Yes, you guys have a great weekend. Try to do something fun so that we don't, I don't want to say murder anybody. All right, whatever. Right. So have a good time. And it's not always about being right. It's about what do you really want, right? Are you trying to win to be right, or do you really want to keep things flowing? Is it that important? I guess is what I would say. Ask yourself if it's that important. I love you guys. Take care. Thank you, Learn Moon.